it is highly unlikely that Australia will become a republic in the next few years, according to a professor of history at the University of Sydney. Since the ascension of King Charles to the throne last September following the Queen's death, the question of republicanism has gathered momentum there. The Labour Party, who are currently in government, have long advocated for abolishing the monarchy in Australia. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, who was elected last May, has said he would not put another referendum to the public in his first three-year term in office. This would mean his government would have to be re-elected before republicanism in Australia even becomes a possibility. Associate Professor Cindy McCreary, a cultural historian with an interest in modern monarchy and colonialism, told Express.co.uk, "I think it's highly unlikely that Australia would become a republic this year. I don't think it's realistic to even have a referendum on becoming a republic until the current government is re-elected, if they're re-elected, and that wouldn't take place until 2025, which I think means realistically, there would be no referendum until 2026. Australia held a referendum on becoming a republic back in November 1999, which resulted in 54.9% voting to keep the monarchy while 45.1% wanted to abolish royal rule in the country. The public was polled recently as to whether the release of Prince Harry's memoir Spear and his TV interviews had made them more or less sympathetic to Australia remaining a monarchy. According to the results, 21% of respondents said the story had impacted their view of the royal family. However, while 7% said it made them more sympathetic to remaining a monarchy, 14% claimed it made them more open to becoming a republic. Professor McCreary warned the polls can be notoriously unreliable. She continued, "I do think we have to be very cautious about assuming that we know the answer. The other thing that's really important to note about this issue in Australia is that in 1999, when the last referendum on becoming a republic was held, it failed. It failed, not so much because people objected to becoming a republic at all, but more that they objected to the choice of how a new head or a future head of state will be chosen." She explained, "I think that is still an issue that needs to be resolved before a successful vote on becoming a republic can take place. So it's not just a question of whether Australians want to become a republic, it's a lot more complicated than that." According to Professor McCreary, if a referendum on a republic were to succeed, it would have to pass with a majority not only in the overall population, but also in each state and territory. The Australian Federal Parliament would then bring in legislation which would also have to pass with a majority to secure the transition from monarchy to republic.